So here's a channel message I received today, and I was like, oh, that's so good. So why are you becoming more emotional the more you ascend? Why are you becoming really in tune with how other people feel? Why is it that your ability to connect telepathically and psychically with things increases the more that you ascend and awaken? Why are these things happening? Why are you picking up more on what is happening in the energetic field? If this is you, you know what I'm talking about. Here's why. Because the 3D energy was a dense, heavy frequency that didn't have a lot of movement within it. The movement within the 3D was very dense and very slow. Therefore, it was very, very physical and not much non-physical connection. As you ascend into a higher frequency, you become less physical, therefore more emotional and more connected to your feelings, because we're opening up the energetic field within our physical body that is becoming less and less dense, which is causing you to become more and more emotional, because our emotions are the compass of who we are as humans. When we tune into an emotion, we know whether we are connecting with our higher self or with our ego. Our emotions are our navigation system. When we are in a low frequency, we are less connected to our intuition and therefore less likely to feel energy outside of who we are. If you're in a 3D and you feel bad about yourself, then you feel bad about yourself. You don't pick up on somebody, a friend, a family member that is feeling bad and then absorb that and think it's yours. That's less likely to happen in the 3D than it is in the 4D, because you feel what you feel, and there wasn't as much empathetic connection between humanity. It was almost like I help you out, you help me out, but I don't feel what you feel necessarily. And this is why before 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years ago, we didn't have as much mental health focus as we do now. The more we have ascended, the more emotional we have become. Therefore, the more connected into the mental health needs for humanity. So as you ascend, you're moving out of the density of not feeling and into the frequency of feeling. And the more you open up your frequency, and the more you ascend, and the less physical you are, the less dense you are in your energetic field, the more open you are to connect with the frequencies and energies around you, which is also opening you up to the collective energy, feeling what other people feel in the collective. This is why when you put your focus on something that's upsetting you, this actually lowers your frequency and causes you to feel icky and dense in your energy. You notice that you feel icky and dense in your energy when you focus on something you don't like, right? So when you focus on something that brings you joy, brings you love, brings you excitement, what happens in your energy field? It rises. So what are you picking up in the energetic field? What are you putting your attention on? What are you creating in your reality? Because that's going to determine how you feel emotionally. Because you are becoming more and more and more sensitive to the outside world, the less and less dense you become. And eventually, as we move into a 5D, the DNA of the human body is changing, the energetic part of the body, the ether part, the aura part, everything about the human experience is shifting and changing into a new vibration. And in that new vibration, the reason that we are seeking to build basically a heaven on earth of love, unity, compassion, empathy, support, all the things that we desire, is because we become more of a one mindset, and we feel what each other are feeling more and more and more as we are in a higher frequency. Because if you think about this, when you leave your physical body, when you croak, when you're no longer living, you are going back into the pure thought form of God. You are going back into the frequency of love. You are going back into the unity of all things. And therefore, you feel and know all things in that realm. So what do you think is happening as you ascend to be closer to that realm? You are becoming more sensitive to how it is there. That is why you are becoming more sensitive. And it's why it's even more important than ever. You know what you're putting your attention on and what you're focusing on. If you need help learning how to clear your energy and protect your energy, schedule a session with me. We'll talk about that. Come join my healer circle as well, or my Ascension membership. Check my website out, see which works for you. But the most important thing in this message is that you become aware of where your focus is, because manifestation is speeding up, time is speeding up, density is opening up, and you are going to become more and more and more sensitive as this happens.